watching Let's Chat.
Listen, I live in Tennessee, and I keep up with the Titans. Mike Vrabel, I coached against him for a lot of years, and those guys are doing a great job. But I tell you, when they play the Bills, I'm for the Bills. The thing that always I remember, and so does everybody else, is the Music City Miracle, which really is one of the hardest games I've ever had to try to get over.
He throws it across the field to Dyson.
He's got something.
30,
He's
40,
got something.
50,
He's got it.
40,
He's got it.
20, 10.
He's got it.
The way it happened, and no reflection on Tennessee, because they just played good, and we screwed it up, and that's the bottom line. So it cost a lot of people their jobs, and those kind of games just stay with you.
But if you were to Google Music City Miracle, there are millions and millions and millions of hits on this. Do you ever go back and revisit that?
I try to ignore it if I hear about it. This didn't turn out very. We had a really good football team, and so did Tennessee, just like they do this year. But we thought we could go all the way, and Tennessee did, except for about 2 yards. So those were two really good teams, and you know, sometimes the break go your way, and sometimes it don't, and it didn't that day for us.
When the breaks do go your way, I can imagine how you and your team and your family celebrate, but when the breaks don't go your way, what happens after the stadium's empty?
I tended to carry it with me for a day or two, but you got to put it behind you and try to get better from what's just happened, and look to next week. And that's the great thing about that challenge every week, is to put the bad things out of the way and go on to the next game, not let it happen again.
I understand in talking with some of the Titans folks that Coach Vrabel has had minimal, if any, one-on-one time with some of the newer players who are just joining the Titans roster because of the COVID restrictions. How would you have handled that?
You know, I think it's new to all of us. Every day's new. And what he's doing is, if you'd ask him a year ago what he'd do, he wouldn't have a clue. But with all of the technology that we have now, which we didn't used to have, right. With all that, I think they've done as good a job as you can working through it. He don't know those guys face to face, but he knows everything about them.
And they know most things about him.
Absolutely. Now that gets around anyway. That was word of mouth back in the day between players. But nowadays, there's really no excuse not to get your work done.
Do you have a prediction on the game this weekend? Tennessee Titans at home taking on your former team, the Buffalo Bills.
You know, I think that the Bills have an advantage.
Why?
Well, one of the reasons is that it's never easy to play Tennessee in Nashville, but with no fans. I mean, they're going to have 6,000 fans. I mean, you scatter them out in that stadium, and it is not nearly as effective. So I think playing them at this time without fans is an advantage for the Bills. I think the Bills, too, who knows who Tennessee's going to have that can play. I mean, this virus deal that keeps cropping up, I mean, and they haven't been able to practice. As of today, they hadn't practiced. They're talking about closing the facility, or not opening the facility today, so that gives them Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's not very much time to get ready. So I'd say that in that respect, the advantage probably goes to the Bills.
Only a couple of more here, but psychologically, what does it do to the team when they're used to seeing packed stadiums, and now, whether it's college or pro, there's only a scattering of people there?
You know, I've never experienced that, except, you know, spring scrimmages and that kind of thing. But I think the big thing is that you got to generate your own enthusiasm. You know, usually defensively, especially, which is what I spent my life coaching mostly, the fans is what got you pumped up when you made a play. Offensively, they all get excited when you score anyway, but I think you have to figure out a way to bring the same enthusiasm and excitement every play that you did when it was 100,000 in the stands. And if you can't do that, you're probably not going to be successful.